Okay, so we are again. It's well, we're back. I guess that's all I can say. Yeah, I had to restart Streamlabs. I could not figure out how to get a stream key up and running in the delay that it takes for YouTube before it actually cut off the stream. So, you know, it is what it is. That's all that I can do. But, you know, that's another learning experience. I don't know why it does that. This is the only game where it does not always capture it. Like, I have to open things in a very, very specific order or it doesn't work. So, yeah, I apologize for everyone that came to the last stream. And, yeah, I got cut off a little bit early. But, you know, I think most everyone had skipped on over here by now. So, sure enough, I went ahead and opened up the MSQ. I went ahead and labeled it as MSQ number 1. We are going to do it at some point, so I figured why not. If you missed the very brief introduction we had before Streamlabs screwed up, this is hi, welcome. This is going to be kind of a go with the flow kind of MSQ. You know, we're going to be doing it eventually, but for right now, the top priorities are going to be, you know, just kind of enjoying all of the new stuff. We're going to be, you know, enjoying all of the new graphic updates. We might do an MSQ roulette. Obviously, unlock Pictomancer. MSQ will probably be in the later half of the stream, but yeah. So all of the stuff that I just talked about for 20 minutes. I hate this. It happens so rarely, but when it does, it just completely screws up everything. I had this thing. I had that old stream. I had that reservation up for like 3 days for YouTube's algorithm, and basically we're starting a completely unknown right now. That's what I get. It's what I deserve, let's be honest. Well, here we are back in queue again. We were doing so well too. The last time I got in with only 700. Now it's 4 times that. So we're gonna be here a bit. I mean, it's going smooth. It's 100 at a time. We'll make it. But, you know, that being said, nothing we can do about it now. But this definitely does let me know that, yeah, the Fantasia is going to have to wait a little bit. As much as I do want to use it, you know, I took a brief look at Kyra when I first got in to see if this could work, and she looks all right. I'm happy enough. You know, there's a few minor adjustments that I made on the benchmark tour, so, you know, there's stuff that can be done. But it's not going to be like a super high priority, but she does look very, very nice. That being said, yeah, you know, if anyone happens to find this now that we had to start a completely separate video, hi. Welcome back. But yeah, you know, this gives us an opportunity to kind of show off the new model a little bit more. Yeah, the 45-minute debut thing, you know, I thought it went well, but you know, this gives us a chance to kind of, you know, really just kind of get to know one another. How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I do really, really enjoy this. I mean, you know, I did it a little bit during the debut, just kind of show you what I'm all about here. But yeah, you can get the close-ups here. Like, this is about all that I can zoom in, but I hope it gives you a decent idea of the detailing in my eyes and everything. Just a fantastic job with all of that. But yeah, this is our life now. This is going to be our life for the next probably week or so, is just constant queues. I mean, this is 4 o'clock in the morning when servers are open. I can only imagine what peak hours are going to be like later this afternoon. I'm just grateful that my coworkers at the old retail job needed needed hours more than I did because one of them took one of my shifts. So yay, yay, working retail in real life and then coming here and working dream retail. That's our life now. But yeah, like I said, get some screenshots in if you want, but I don't know. I feel like it turned out pretty well. You know, the eye thing was very tricky. Yeah, I did for being my first ever model. I hopefully you can kind of see what I was talking about why this was so tricky, and I'm sure there are still a couple of things that I've missed here and there. But learning to do these eyes was one of the hardest things, probably about the model, right? Because each of these colors is basically its own layer in Photoshop. So I've got kind of like a rainbow thing going on, right? Like thankfully the sparkles are just part of the iris. I didn't have to worry about that too much, but there were a couple of other like dust glitter sparkles that were not part of the iris. So that was a layer, a little rainbow at the bottom of my eyes. That was also its own layer. A little golden glow at the corner was also a layer, so learning how to move all of that stuff around and keep it contained within my eyes was not easy. You know, the guides say a lot of things about how to keep it constrained within, you know, certain form factors and whatnot, but let me tell you, things go wrong in Live 2D really fast. So it was a lot of messing around and playing. But yeah, you know, like I said in the debut, I think for being my first model that I've ever rigged, you know, I would have much preferred doing a kind of difficult model like this one. You know, some of the proportions are still a little off, but overall, I'm pretty okay with it. Right? There's a couple minor tweaks. I'll have to renew the license to actually get in here and actually make some of these changes, but. Yeah, I would have much rather done a hard model like this one, a very detailed model, because that just means easier models will be, well, I guess easier in the future, right? if you're gonna learn a new software, go with the most difficult option you possibly can, because after that, everything else just kind of falls into place really quickly. Let's just, yeah, we'll just put it that way. Ugh. Hide beneath the table here. But yeah, overall very, very happy with all of the work that that Hana Mama did. So yeah. Get some more of this coffee in. I mean, I gotta say, for as long as this queue is, it's not as bad as it was for Endwalker. Yeah. Like it's pretty bad. I mean, it's definitely full, but it's going smoothly. It doesn't feel like it's going to crash on me, which I think was probably the biggest frustration for most people when Endwalker came out, were the constant 90002s, right? We all remember those days. You know, you're in a 15,000 person queue and then halfway through it just, nope, not doing it. That does not seem to be an issue so far. I haven't seen anyone. Like, I've got my Discord open. I'm keeping up to date on the chatter on the second monitor, and it doesn't seem like anyone's really having those issues. Might pop up rarely on occasion, but overall seems like it's doing okay. You know, all said and done, we've already been waiting about 30-40 minutes since the start of the last Scuffed stream. So, you know, it's been a journey. It's been a bit. It's going, but it's definitely taking some time. I'm already through 1 cup of coffee. So while we wait for the queue, bear with me. I am going to go refill my coffee because I really need it. And I'll be right back. There we go. That's the secret they tell you about being a dream merchant. Is despite being in the realm of sleep, you need a lot of coffee. I do mean a lot. I feel like the past day has just been nothing but like an IV drip of caffeine directly into my veins. But you know, it is what it is. I don't mind. It's not the first time. But yeah, how are you guys? Is everyone who's just kind of hanging out, waiting in queue? Are you all doing all right? Are you making it? Are you living life? Do you feel alive in this early 5 a.m. dawn morning? I'm feeling good. Well, I'll feel a lot better once we're through this queue. We're about halfway through what it was when I had to relog, so yeah, not much I can do about that. It sucks that just like restarting Streamlabs didn't fix it. Like I have to restart FF14. I really don't know why it does that. I really truly do not. It's just such a weird issue that I really don't have with any other games. I don't know if it's because it's through a launcher or I really don't know. So yeah. We'll make do. We'll do the best that we can. But you know, while we're waiting, you know, we got 13:38 to go. Maybe I need to put the queue up. But yeah, we got 13:38 to go. So you know, we're moving. The second round we made it. We started at what, 2,800? So yeah, we're rolling along. But yeah, if anyone has any questions or anything like that about the new model, about Live 2D, about what I'm excited, just want to talk Dawntrail, like, yeah, we can just talk Dawntrail. You know, I mentioned in the last stream before it got scuffed that, you know, I really don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how the hotbar changes are going to be changing things. I don't know about some of the graphical settings, if I'm going to have to go in and change anything with that. You know, there's just a lot of things that I won't really know until we get in here, but you know, I don't think it'll be too bad relearning. I don't think Red Mage is really going to have all that many changes aside from really a couple of additional buttons and maybe parts of our combo merging together into one, kind of like they do for the little the character solo duties, right? Like when we play as Alizé. But that being said, you know, there might be a little bit of a learning curve. We'll pick it up. You know, we didn't get to where we are as Red Mages by not being able to adapt, so that's that'll happen as we go along. We got 10 levels before we have to worry about it. And I guess the Savages don't come out for a month or so, right? So yeah, as I also mentioned in the last stream before it got cut off, this is obviously going to be a spoiler stream. If you do not like spoilers or anything along those lines, don't watch this stream, because we are going to be doing the MSQ. I'll be putting them all into a playlist for you guys following at home. I don't have the MSQ as a huge top priority through the early access period. You know, everyone is going to be playing MSQ. Like if you're into FF14, you're playing the MSQ right now, right? So yeah, we'll take it as it comes. I have a busy work week next week at the real job, so you know, we'll just have to bear with it. We'll just kind of take our time and get through as we can. Obviously, it's going to go considerably faster than our FF8 playthrough, but yeah, you know, there's a lot of other stuff that we can be doing. So we're gonna be taking our time. I don't want to rush through this and be done with it before early access is even over. Right, like most people haven't even had a chance to get into the game yet. So yeah, you know, I'm not a numbers guy, you guys know that, but at the same time, like I want people to watch at some point. So we will do what we can. But that being said, you know, even though we're going to be doing MSQ and spoilers and that kind of thing in the streams, I know during the debut, Dark Raven had mentioned it about thumbnails. I'm not that kind of guy. Like, you should not ever have to worry about subbing to me and being afraid that there's going to be spoiler thumbnails. The thumbnail that we are using right now is essentially going to be the thumbnail for all of the MSQ, and I just changed the number up in the top right hand corner. right? I might take another screenshot. Any screenshots that I do are going to be mostly, you know, just locations and probably pretty generic ones. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to spoil the MSQ for you in the thumbnails. Now, a month from now, that might be a different case. You know, once Savage opens, I need a new crop of thumbnails. I'm running low on the FF14 thumbnails. But yeah, I basically just take a couple of decent screenshots and then just cycle through them as much as I can. So yeah, you know, later on, after I think people have had a chance to experience the MSQ, you might see a little bit more of that kind of thing popping up. But, you know, especially these first couple of weeks, don't worry, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm going to be using this generic thumbnail of me beckoning you to Limsa Laminsa. Is not Old Charlayan, which is where we start, but, you know, it is what it is. You can't get onto the ship in Old Charlayan. I tried. It's behind the gate. So Limsa it is. They had a big pirate ship that worked. And yeah, that'll be basically it. So yeah, I know some people are worried and are cautious about subbing or following certain streamers because of all of the spoilers that pop up on YouTube. Thankfully, this community is not too bad about it, but there are a couple that I can think of that, you know, they're those kinds. They're those people, right? Let's not be like them. Let's actually care for our fellow human beings, shall we? Let's, like, come on. How hard is it to not be an asshole? Like, really? So yeah, you know, thumbnails, don't worry about it. I got you. We'll be okay. But that being said, we're almost there. We're ticking down. I think it's like every 15 seconds or something like that. It ticks through the queue. Oh, and it lets in like 100 at a time or something along those lines. You know, thankfully this is a different server than actual Balmung itself. You know, these are the old login servers, so a little different. But, you know, we're almost there. Don't worry. And then I can bring us into the beautiful game. And yes, I did test it this time, so it should work. It should work. God help me, I may never stream again if it doesn't show up properly this time. Oh, caffeine. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling those 2 hours. You know, I put on the alarm and you know, there was that part of me that's like, oh man, Dawntrail. Gotta stream, I gotta get up, I gotta make sure that we get this thing started, and then that other half of me. Usually that other half wins. I'll be honest. I've left jobs because that other half wins. Like, it's been that bad before. You know, normally, like, I try and make sure to time things so that I get enough sleep, right? Typically, my rule is that I need to get more sleep than the hours that I work. I've got a shift that day, right? But yeah, there have been times that in a younger me that, like, that alarm goes off and there's just nothing I can do. It's just like an automatic turn it off. I need the sleep, right? That's the trade-off to waiting until you need to pass out to actually sleep, is that when it is time to wake up, oh buddy, if you're not waking up naturally, you're gonna have a time. It's gonna be a rough morning. Thankfully that hasn't happened in years. Like, I'm a little bit more responsible now. Vaguely, I say, as I talk to the internet as a VTuber, right? But there's still times where it comes peeking out, right? It's like, you know, I need the sleep. But no, today though, that half was thoroughly trounced by Yoshi P and the gaming gods, because there are not many games that I am going to be up at this hour to play if I was not already up to begin with. Like, this, I was thinking about this earlier, like, I don't know how many people here have ever really experienced like midnight game releases. Did anyone remember those, like lining up outside GameStop, right? Or Best Buy back in the day? Yeah, you just don't really see them anymore. These days, it's not really a thing. So a big MMO expansion like this, you know, with them all being digital, like it really is the closest thing that I can remember to like what a big midnight release genuinely feels like. I think the last midnight release that I ever went to, and to be honest, it was probably one of the last midnight releases just in general, was probably Cataclysm. And wow, I remember lining up outside GameStop for Cataclysm, but that was really about it. I think that was the last time that I actually lined up outside of GameStop to get in for a midnight release. You know, they still do happen occasionally. When I worked at a large electronics retailer that has good buys, I guess you could say that. We did a couple of midnight releases, and I worked one or two of them. I think like Mario Odyssey was one of the big ones. And yeah, there was just like no one showed up. We had like 5 customers that, like, I don't even think it was even worth it, like in terms of the labor hours, because they had to keep us there, right? Like we either had to leave for a little bit and come back, and then we would work for several hours, or they just kept us there. And yeah, I don't think that was really worth it for them, to be completely honest. Now, to be fair, I'm in a small area. I don't know if they still happen in big cities. But yeah, it definitely wasn't worth it. You know, 15 years ago, that place would have been packed for Mario Odyssey. But yeah. And I think that's sad. I think midnight releases can still be a lot of fun. As we can see, as everyone slams these servers. 646, by the way, we're getting there. But yeah, I mean, obviously people still like playing games right when they come out. But there was just something about the people that you meet, like standing in line and that kind of thing, that I always found a lot of fun. It's the same way for concerts, really. Like, that's one of my favorite parts about concerts. At least most of the bands that I see. You know, I've seen Metallica like 4 times, right? And my favorite parts have always been waiting in line and talking to the people around me. And, you know, there are still a couple of people that I met at some of those early Metallica shows that, you know, we still talk on the old social medias every now and then, like maybe a couple times a year. Hey man, hope things are going good, right? Like that was a lot of fun. One time, like, it was my turn to kind of turn it around, because I remember young high school me, like, standing in line nervous about this just massive arena show, right? And yeah, I just heard a dude in front of me talking about Rhapsody, you know, the Rhapsody of Fire now, but back then they were just Rhapsody. And, you know, little old me was like, oh man, I love Rhapsody. And sure enough, like, we really hit it off and talked about music, and, you know, he got me a pick after the show. Like, we were up there right at the barricade the whole time. So one of the last times that I went, now that I'm an older seasoned adult, was a couple of kids that were probably about as old as I was when I first went. And sure enough, it wasn't just their first Metallica show, it was their first concert. And yeah, I was like, all right, man, I got you. And I got him up to the barricade, you know, 5 feet from Papa Head. And sure enough, I think they had a good time. I think they had fun. And, you know, I wish that I was able to get a couple of extra picks for them to hand out. Unfortunately, I've never been good at catching them. I can pick them up off the floor, but they throw them out kind of fast. And they're very small, and my eyesight is not what it used to be. So yeah, it was a little tricky. But, you know, we got them up there, and I hope they had fun. If you're out there somewhere, I hope you will one day pass that on to a couple of youngsters when you are a little bit older, right? But yeah, you know, there's just something about that kind of community. Whether it's games, whether it's concerts, you know, people with that shared love interest, the shared love of standing in queues. As anyone that's been to a convention can tell you, that is strangely a passion for many people. But yeah, there's just something about humans and standing in lines that we've really made into an art form, I gotta say. But yeah, this is really the closest that we get to that these days. But, you know, even if we're not there in a physical sense, I think we're all kind of here together, you know, here online, on socials, streaming together, and just enjoying a game that we all love and are very passionate about. You know, if worse comes to worse, while you're waiting in queue, the Uniqlo shirts are up. I did buy the Moogle. It should be here actually a lot faster than it said it was going to be here. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm really digging the Moogle shirt. I needed some more new clothes anyways. I don't buy clothes all that very often. I will wear them down until they literally are like falling off of my shoulders, holes and all. But yeah, I had to get a Moogle shirt. It just it was bound to happen. So yeah, you know, you can go do that while we wait. You can go buy the $800 Alfie or Alizé dolls. That's always an option. You know, why not? Strangely not the most expensive merch they've done. Oh, come on, get in here. Give me Pictomancer, baby. All I want. That's all I want is just Picto. I know that sitting here is going to put me back to sleep if we don't get started here pretty soon. 201. 201. We're almost there. All told, between the Scuff stream and this one, it's been about an hour. Man, I'm still mad about that. I'm still mad at Streamlabs for that. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if it's an FF14 thing. I don't know if it's a Streamlabs thing with how it picks up sources. Yeah, I'm actually legitimately kind of steaming about it right now. I'm legitimately kind of mad. I mean, we don't have a time frame. But like at this point, I might actually end up falling asleep on stream. We might end up playing that long. I've got a Lunchable in the fridge. That's gonna keep me going. I can eat that during stream. That's easy enough. But, you know, still, it's the principle of the thing, isn't it? And yeah, with this kind of queue, yeah, I'll do the Fantasia on my own time. I'm not going to worry about it for right now. But I gotta say, for the brief moment that I did get to see Kyra hanging out in front of my house, definitely looked good. Definitely no complaints. I gotta figure out where and when I'm going to make my Femroth, too. I've got a couple of different options saved from the benchmark. We'll see. But I think I'm gonna go with the purple and gold. Yeah, she looked pretty cool. 129. We're almost there. We're almost there, everybody. Hang in there. I'm struggling. They say it takes an hour for caffeine to reach your system, so we're about there. It should be waking me up any moment now. Any moment. Oh, buddy. Any moment. This is we're struggle busting today. Hey. Made it. We made it, everybody. Yay. Yay. Oh. What do we got? Okay. What do we got here? So, just the initial glance, nothing super different. Yeah, you could definitely tell Kyra looks a little bit different. You know, when it comes to the adjustments that I've made for her, she'll be getting a new nose, a new mouth. And now she's kind of got the tiny pursed lips thing going on, right? But overall, obviously, the very, very big difference. But yeah, you know, in terms of just doing stuff around the house, doesn't seem like a whole lot has changed, but it's kind of hard to tell with the time of day being as it is. Oh, whoa, buddy. Oh, buddy, HD cats. HD cat girl bargains. We made it. First of all, priorities. Cool. Is it time? Is it time for me to sell all of my materia? Can I do that now? Can I finally clean out the bags? Am I allowed? Like, I don't need the Garlean cheese anymore. That's kind of done with. Alkahest. Get out of here. Aether Sand, okay. I should have done all of this before the servers went down. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, we're just getting rid of it all. Fire sale at the shop. There we go. Alkahest I could probably keep, but they're easy enough to make. I'm not super concerned about it. Crafter's Delineation, I'm not worried about that anymore. We don't have time for that. There we go. All right, so let's go check out Gridania. Let's go ahead and go unlock the Pictomancer for the first thing, but you know, first of all, let's see what the new house looks like. I mean, it definitely seems smoother. It could just be my SSAO too. Like I still have Reshade running right now, right? You know, that's just a graphical overlay. I had some people asking about it. You know, they don't really care about Reshade. You can inject Reshade into just about any game. But it is just kind of like a filter that goes over whatever your GPU's doing. It really doesn't seem like it's too bad. I thought it was going to be like way too bright, like way off, right? But it looks pretty good. Now, once it gets to be daytime, you know, we can always go do the burn. always go do a quick run of that, and if we want to blind ourselves, right? That is an option. It's on the table. Okay. So where are we? Oh man, okay, so now I'm feeling it. Now we're getting a little choppy here. Oh wow, everyone. Is it? No, it's not preserving the past. It gotta be something else. I don't know, maybe they're in the middle of their quest. I don't know. But there is an option. I'm not messing with it for right now, but there is an option to get rid of people when you are like right next to a quest NPC. So that is also an option too. All right, where are you at Miaketos? Go up here and take a look. Yeah, I can definitely feel the frame rate dropping quite a bit now that we're actually around people, right? Okay. I probably should have looked to see... the Joy of Pictomancy. There we go. That's going to be priority number 1 for right now. We'll do the MSQ eventually. I'll probably need to get up and get some water before we start that. That's going to be a long haul. That's something we'll be sitting down probably for a few hours straight to do. But for right now, I want Pictomancer. I want to try this out. I want to see what it's all about. See if we can get the hang of it, right? First of all, let's get in here real quick. Let's take a look at some of our graphical settings. I want to make sure that we've got this all ready to go. UI resolution should be fine. We need to use DLSS. Frame rate threshold apply. There we go. There we go, yeah, because I use DLSS. I've got in a video card, right? The old 3070. Okay, but overall looks good. Oh, you can enable depth of field and cinematic cutscenes now? We're going to give that a shot, too. All right. Well, friends, Dawntrail is here. Let's get started with something small. Let's make sure that we've got options before we make our way to the islands, right? The Joy of Pictomancy. The cheerless hearer is at the end of his tether. Oh no. Matron, help me. One more complaint this day and I swear. Forgive me my rambling, but please tell me you haven't come to make a complaint. You know, my evening, well... It hasn't been going swimmingly, but that's what we're gonna tell him. Like when people are, you know, saying, "Hey, how's your day?" You know, and, oh, it's going, and it just means, you know, I wish I was in hell right now. That's how the day's going. I should warn you that a Moogle has been making a nuisance of himself here in Gridania. And Pompest has been harassing adventurers in an attempt to rope them into some painting endeavor. Despite the lack of interest, he refuses to give up. You are an adventuring sort, are you not? If so, you would be wise to give that Moogle a wide berth. Unless you are the artistic adventuring sort. I suspect he's still loitering in the Aetheryte Plaza if my tale has piqued your interest. Ooh. Ooh, I like that quest accept. Kind of cool. Alright. Alright, well, back to the Aetheryte Plaza. I'm guessing that's where everyone was gathered around earlier, huh? Our Moogly friend. Ooh, I like that. I like that guy's summer fit. He's ready. And then after this, who's ready for some Baja? we might do like A level in Baja. Maybe. We'll see. That's tempting fate a little bit. And then I might actually end up falling asleep on stream. Okay, so where is the option to hide everybody? Right? Where was it? Yeah. Yeah, get out of the way. Get out of here. Yeah, filthy animals. There we go. You have got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. An unexpected error has occurred. Exiting FF14. Kernel DLL1257D. Okay. I might actually scream. Thankfully, you know, I think that counts as like not an actual logout. So bear with me a second. Gotta be. Of all the things. I mean, that seems like... I mean, that was a DLL error, so that seems like a post-processing issue. I hope it's not something related to the Pictomancer quest. Let's see if we can get in here and give it a shot. I don't know if anyone else is having that issue. Yeah, I can't really imagine anything else that would have been giving me that problem. I guess we'll find out if we hop in here and it does it again. You've got to be kidding me. 661. Oh, I don't know why we're having such a hard time with this on stream. I'm sorry. You know, this is it's something we kind of expected. There's really nothing we can do about it other than just keep waiting. We're not going to worry about resizing. We're going to be going back and forth to this screen all night. Thankfully, it's not as big of a queue as it was a little bit earlier, but I don't know why that counted as like a full logout instead of just putting me back in. But we'll get there eventually, you know. There were plenty of memes about how this was going to go for streamers on the night of relief. So that was fun. Let's see. Let me go through. It could have been because I turned it on right. That I turned it on right before we accepted the quest. I don't know. Could have been one of those things. Let's see. Okay, let's see. All right, we'll see if anyone else has had a DLL crash. Yeah, usually that's a yeah, that's got to be something with the drivers. And I did update them this morning. I don't know. We'll see. I might have to do a rollback. This could end up being a very short stream. If that's what ends up happening, I'm just gonna private both of these attempts that we did and just do it in the afternoon. Or just schedule it in the afternoon. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, rolling back the drivers is not really an option in the middle of a stream, unfortunately. But you know, things could go well. Maybe it was because I was changing a bunch of settings on the fly. I don't know. We'll find out. Thankfully, the queue was not as long. We can sit through this. We're at 4:53 now. We had a brief moment. We had a brief moment of hope. But yeah, something. I think it might have been because I had just changed over to DLSS right before we tried hitting that destination target. Yeah, that's not a good sign if we're getting DLL crashes already. I just really hope it's not going to be a driver rollback thing. But, you know, there's nothing we can do but roll forward. We are dealing with Moogles after all. Things are bound to happen. Things beyond our control, right? So maybe it's what we deserve. This is what we get for hanging out with those furry little... Something happened out there. All right. 384. But you know, if it's going to put me back in queue after a crash, hopefully it's a good sign that the queue was not as long the second time around. I'm hoping maybe that means they're really kind of like phasing up the servers, like the login servers. If that's going to be the case, then yeah, hopefully we can Fantasia without worries at some point. Not on stream, of course. There's no way I'm doing this the fourth time at this point. But, you know, it's at some point in the vague future for me personally, all right? But like I said, I'm pretty happy with how Kyra looks right now. I mean, for the brief 2 minutes that we got to see her, right? Oh, this stream, man, this stream, and the debut earlier today, last night, went so well. I was so happy with how things went. There were really no scuffs. Everything went fine. The guitar was mid as usual. Then we get to Dawntrail. There's always the final boss. There's always the savage version, right? Oh, man. Apparently, early word is that the Pictomancer damage is kind of nutty. So we'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, that's what we'll be doing first. If you're just hopping into the stream. Had a crash. Because of course we did. And yeah, we'll be doing Pictomancer first. And maybe doing a little bit of leveling for it. I don't know. We'll see. 315. We're almost there. Once we get under 200, like that's like normal Balmung. I mean, honestly, 315 at certain hours of the day is kind of like normal Balmung, so that's fine. 245. I might just close my eyes a little bit. Might just close my eyes for a second until I see the blinding glare through my eyelids. Yep. Things are not well in Moogle-Readaville, my friends. Okay, we're almost there. Give me your energy. If we all clap together. If we all clap together, it'll give us the energy we need to complete this stream. Then of course we got the fun part of, hey, how do Pictomancer hotbars work? That's gonna be a fun setup. That's probably gonna be a good 15 minutes of content right there. Oh. Don't worry, I'm not gonna be like some of those guys that stall for an hour. We're not. That's not really how we do things. When it's time to quest, it's time to quest. I mean, you guys remember how things went with the Endwalker stream back when I was still flesh tubing. You can go back and watch through the playthroughs. It was I added it up the other day. It was about 45, 47 hours of streams total. So yeah, I mean, we really kind of blitzed through it. All things considered, with cutscenes and everything, I feel like we really made good time on that. I mean, most of the expansions, even if you're skipping cutscenes, they're about 25 hours each. And Endwalker was a little bit larger of an expansion, right? So, yeah. Like, when we actually start the MSQ, don't worry. It's not something we're gonna just sit there and really delay on. Now, I might do a little bit more side content than I did with the Endwalker stuff, because I do obviously want to level Pictomancer. I want to be a little bit better about my crafters and gatherers. You know, now that I've got all of them at level 90, I'd really like to kind of keep on top of that. You know, now that they're at max level, it'll be easier to get them all kept at max level, right? So yeah, you know, I want to make sure that we're doing a little bit of gathering and stuff along the way. And then, yeah, you know, just a few small things here and there. Now, they don't have a ton of the side content that we had expected last time. You know, I think a lot of that's going to be the 0.5 patch. There we go. Yeah. In here. I'm not too large, am I? Make myself a little smaller. There we go. That's a little more reasonable. All right, let's try this again. Wait, did it not save all of my settings? Okay, yeah, it did. That's good. All right. Cool. All right, here we go again. Come on, buddy, you can do this. This guy. This jerk. You there, Kubo. How would you like to do some painting? Would I like to do some painting? I would. I would very much like to do some painting. Not ordinary painting, mind you. A magic painting where your works come to life. Your imagination's the limit. But everyone looks so good. They all look so good. Oh, man. Oh, buddy. Yeah, we got to do an MSQ roulette. We got to. We have to. We got to give Praetorium one good old-fashioned run. See how everyone's feeling. Ah, Kupo nuts. Why won't anyone give me a chance? They could do so much good with the power of Pictomancy. Me and magic painting. I fought a few magic paintings in my day. Why not make them myself? Did you say, Kupo? You're not pulling my palm, are you? You wish to know more about Pictomancy, truly? I would. Oh, Kyra looks so good. She looks so good. Hooray, my name's Kupapo, and I'm extremely pleased to meet you, Kupo. I am the inheritor of a Pictomancy soul crystal, and I seek the creative individual who can carry on this arcane artistry. The history lesson is in order. And Pictomancy was conceived some 1500 years ago in the dusk of the 5th astral era. While other schools of magic that originated during that period, such as black and white, are expressions of the caster's will, Pictomancy relies on something even more abstract, the imagination. Ooh, we're becoming lanterns. We're becoming green lanterns. Ooh. I'm excited. By channeling ether into a concept held in their mind's eye, a Pictomancer can give form to the formless. Tell me more. I understand it, but then again, Kyra's just kind of there to punch gods, so she probably doesn't give creativity a whole lot of thought. It's a bit tricky to wrap your head around, I know, and that's precisely why the great Archon Realm, founder of Pictomancy, incorporated the painter's tools into our art. Realm. Realm. Oh. Our favorite sweetheart. Granddaughter, dog lover. Do it all. And gifted artist as well as mage, Realm took up a brush instead of a staff and wielded aether like paint to give shape to her imaginings. In this way, Pictomancy was born, a magical discipline unlike any other Kupo. Now, Realm was a charitable soul and never ever used her powers for self-serving ends. She dedicated her life to aiding and defending those in need. During the War of the Magi, Realm traveled the land and saved countless people with her Pictomancy, and it was for those deeds that she earned a place among the 12 Archons. So how about it? Would you like to take up the Archon's noble legacy and become, dare I say it, a Realm reborn? Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Alright, never change. I would. That said, it feels a little weird just giving your soul crystal to, like, the first passerby that accepts. Wonderful, Kupo. Your enthusiasm warms my heart. Ah, okay, there we go. As I have only one soul crystal, however, I must ensure that I trust it to the right person. Therefore, before I grant you this dazzling opportunity, I require that you attend a job interview. Seek me out at the car line canopy and be sure to come prepared with your fanciest Pictomanciest answers for my flurry of very professional questions. Oh boy. Yeah. See how this goes. Probably not the weirdest interview I've ever had. Let's be real. Alright, so the car line canopy, huh? Off we go then. Alright. Where are you? Oh, there we go, Kapapo. Hanging out over here. Yeah, there you are. I would have invited you to my cozy little hovel and put out tea and biscuits. Except I don't have a cozy little hovel. Or any home to speak of, for that matter. Such is the life of an itinerant Moogle, Kupo. I'm in a guild in my name either, so I can't order us tea and biscuits. But we can avail ourselves of a table. Okay, hit me. Do with what you got. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce this interview commenced, Kupo. Let's begin the basics. Might I have your full name? I'm Kyra Vast. That's me. And 'tis a fine name. Well met. Right, on to the next question. What do you consider your primary vocation? God puncher? Well, really any of them could work. I'm an adventurer. That's what Kyra's all about. She's a relic hunter. Very good, very good. Adventurers are known to be a helpful lot, ever ready to aid those in need. You've the ideal temperament for a Pictomancer, Kupo. And moving along to the next question, how would you rate your artistic abilities? Oh god. Non-existent. My stick figure drawings are second to none. Well, I, for one, think stick figures are wonderful, as is your honest answer. You'll be pleased to know that Pictomancy relies more on one's imagination than their artistic ability, so don't fret about your egregious lack of the latter. We really are lanterns. Speaking of imagination, let's try and put yours to work. Tell me the first thought that enters your mind when you hear the word Moogle. Trunk? Furry little shites. There we go. We gotta be honest. Let's search your heart. I know it to be true. I beg your pardon. That's a rather unsettling answer, but I suppose there's a fine line between genius and madness. I won't dwell on it, Kupo. Now, this question is very important. Someone's in trouble. What do you do? Help them. I run into things headlong and found out the hard way that it was not the right choice. But, you know, if I get backstab, I'll just beat them up too. I didn't expect any other answer, Kupo. If I may ask a follow-up question, can you share a recent example of when you approached a soul in distress? I beat up depression. Does that count? Come again? Here who's been inundated with complaints about my pictomancy pitches. Yeah, I suppose that is a little more immediate than the time we went to space. Oh dear, that's rather disheartening, Kupo. But this isn't about me. What's important is that you are not one to ignore the plight of another. That willingness to serve the greater purpose and emulate Archon Realm's example is the key to becoming a truly talented Pictomancer. Considered your answers, I am thrilled to report you've passed my interview with flying colors. I am certain you will bear our legacy admirably, Kupo. I deem you worthy of the Soul Crystal. However, I should warn you that it comes with some proverbial strings attached. A bit of emotional baggage, too. See, several moons ago, I got into a terrible argument with my best friend. Went our separate ways, and I've not seen her since. I wish I could meet her again, try to reconcile more than anything. So, if we hear aught of her during our journey together, I'd like you to lend me a helping hand. Who is this mysterious friend? If you're still willing to train as a Pictomancer with this condition in mind, then the Soul Crystal is yours. Just say the word, Kupo. The word. Yes. And as promised, I bestow upon you the Soul Crystal. Help you get started. I prepared a full set of equipment. Hopefully it fits, Kupo. Yay! Yay! No! Alright. Well, this should be interesting. Okay. Here we go. Oh yeah, I gotta put this on first, right? See if that's even the recommended. Oh, of course not. Why would it be? Oh, that's certainly a look. 515, 530. Okay. Well, those will go in the old glamour dresser. We've got a full set, but I do want to see what it looks like. Oh, that's just like the standard, like old world tabard, right? The new world tabard. I can't remember the name of it. You know the one. Add. Here we go. Cool. Yeah, buddy. No melds. This is the new job life. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, just so much stuff. So much stuff. 80%. There we go. Move that down. Nice. We'll move the pallet gauge here. That is also going down to 80. Okay. There we go. Save. I don't think that overlaps. Okay, let's... Oh boy. The play guide. Not gonna need you. Okay. Excuse the stay for a brush, painting their imaginings upon a canvas and bringing them to life with magic. Utilizing the creature canvas, the weapon canvas, and the landscape canvas, a variety of effects can be produced. Okay. We know the basics of how this works, but I'm not sure how the palette gauge works. Palette gauge and white paint can be accumulated by executing certain aether hue spells. Once your palette is sufficiently saturated with ether, you can consume a portion of the palette gauge to execute a subtractive palette. Okay. So here is the important part, which is figuring out all of this stuff. So I gotta remember. Let's see here. Where is all of that stuff on my red mage? I want to try keeping it as close as possible. Okay, so M4 and yeah, there we go. Then Addle. Yeah, I guess I can put Addle on for right now. We'll just wait and see. Okay. It's Aether Hues, so I'm guessing that's like our basic. Reduce the cast time of Tempera Coat by 60 seconds. Okay, so what's Tempera Coat? Sleep. Don't need that. That's going off the bars for now. Shorecast, yes. I don't see Tempera Coat on here yet. That's fine. Okay, so here are our AoEs, right? I'm kind of in my warrior mindset right now, more than anything. So I think I'm gonna try sticking all of my AoE stuff kind of together, right? We will do our motifs kind of like my melee combo. How's that sound? I feel like that would work pretty well. Okay, 100 to a target and all enemies nearby it. Can only be executed while under the effect of white paint. Gotcha. Not be executed while under the effect of monochrome tones. Okay, so we'll move that over there. Okay, smudge, quickly dash, few yalms forward. That is always my shift scroll wheel up. That's not going to change. Okay, so these are our paint motifs, and these are the ones that we actually need to use them. Okay, I see. I'm starting to get it, slowly but surely. So this is a creature. Changes to palm muse or winged muse based on your current motif. Okay. Wait, Mog of the Ages renders your Moogle portrait. Oh, wait a second. That's like the big one, right? Like that's our finisher, isn't it? Yeah. So that will go, we'll put that on 7. We will do creature, weapon. No. Okay, this is gonna take some getting used to. Creature, weapon, scene. There we go. 360 grants Aether Hues, can only be executed while under the effect of subtractive palette. Okay. So this sounds like a control down kind of one. Gotcha. Okay, our recast is like 1 second. Okay. Palette gauge cost is 50. Oh. Yeah. This is going to be one of those things I'm just going to have to get in here and actually like use it, right? I feel like it's going to be one of those situations. I've just got to get the muscle memory built up. There's just really no other way to do it. Let's see. Pro coat. Oh. Oh, so it basically recasts itself. That's kind of cool. Gotcha. Okay. Holy and white. All right, and then we got like a long way to go. We got a long way to go with the other ones, right? All of this other stuff we're doing all right. Under magenta. So these can't be, yeah, those cannot be applied to the hotbar. Yeah, so this is what the new settings look like. Like, these are the ones that cannot be assigned to a hotbar. They automatically change around. We'll take a look and see what that looks like with the red mage here in a little bit, because obviously that's going to be our main job through the MSQ. Very nice. You literally embody the soul of a Pictomancer, Kupo. A Pictomancer's brush may look like a big paintbrush. It is in fact a stylized variety of staff. That said, you're probably wondering why we don't just use staves. Put simply, it's easier to bring your imagination to life through the medium of art. Magic brushes and ink allow a Pictomancer to express abstract thoughts in a delicate manner, Kupo. As I mentioned though, it's ultimately your imagination that matters the most. For with the wisdom of Pictomancers passed at your disposal, you already possess the artistic skills you require. Oh, how convenient. Only were that easy. Now, as much as I would love for you to get to painting right away, there is something else we must do first. We must go to Nafika's altar and apologize to the hearer you mentioned, and by we, I mean me. Off we go, Kupo! Yay! This guy seems alright. Kupapo seems a little more even-keeled than most mules. Doesn't have a wine glass in his hand yet. Ethernet. Alright, should we go ahead and load up some paint? Should we go ahead and do it? Oh. Oh. I will say it is a little difficult to see when you're this close up, but, you know, we won't be this close up all the time, especially during, like, actual fights. Got the Palm Muse, Striking Muse. Oh, I think that's one of the new things. I can't remember if it was mentioned, but yeah, I don't actually have a target, so they're not showing up. I'm assuming that's what's up. For the love of the elementals, no more complaints. I beg your pardon, adventure. That Moogle there is that perhaps. Indeed, I am the one who caused you much trouble. It wasn't my intention to do so, and I've come to beg forgiveness, Kupo. Oh, I see. As you appear to be genuinely remorseful, all I ask is that you refrain from aggressive solicitations henceforth. Agreed? You have my word, Kupo. Now that I found a capable Pictomancer, my soliciting days are over. I'm relieved to hear it. With this matter settled, I may turn my attention to another situation. You know, and what situation might this be? Distressing noises coming from an empty manor in the Gentry's ward. Fiends are believed to be haunting the cellar, and their nightly clamor is keeping the surrounding residents awake. Oh? Nightly terrors, you say? What's that? I'm usually awake at night. I have daytime terrors. Fiends, you say? Ira here will deal with them, Kupo. Thank you for that, Remember, it is the spirit of the Pictomancer to lend a helping hand, to shine the light of hope for those in need. I mean, I shouldn't be acting so surprised. Usually I'm jumping at the chance to beat up a few ghosts. It is also a welcome opportunity to put your newfound skills to the test. Rest assured they'll be there to offer sage advice every wing flap of the way. All right, now's the really troublesome part, which is learning the rotation. Your rate of offer is kind indeed, and I accept it with thanks. And Gentry's ward is situated just past Upkalu Falls. Proceed there when you are ready. And ready we are, aren't we, Kyra? Let the Pictomancy training begin, Kupo. You've learned all Pictomancer action traits to level 80. Detailed descriptions can be viewed in the actions and traits windows. Excellent. Good job, everybody. Alright, so just past Upkalu Falls. Oh, that's like way up there, okay. Like, the one area that you can't really get to very easily. Like, no aetherites up there. You can kind of go to the Lancers Guild, I guess, but it's still a little bit of a walk. I'm kind of surprised they didn't take the opportunity with each expansion to kind of reshuffle where some of these aetherites are, right? I guess that there's really not enough going on up here to really justify it. But, you know, it would have been nice. Alright. So whatever's happening is by this old man that sends us to okay, Manor, right? Alright, here we go. Put your skills to the test, Kupo. I am. Let's do it. I'm ready. Excellent. Time to clear out that manor. Proceed. Let's see how this goes. I'm very curious. Probably not well. Let's be honest. Since the monster's circling below. All right, we gotta pay attention. I'm fighting with all my might to stay awake, so let's do this. Okay, fundamentals. Paint a motif on canvas, and only then can you bring it to life. Worst comes to worst, that's what the trust system is for, right? Let's do it. Unleash it upon your foes. Very bloodthirsty Moogle. Use your magics on that striking dummy and summon your palm muse. Okay. Okay. Where's the OG CDs come into this? Give me your best wing motif. Okay. Let's zoom out a bit so we can actually see these motifs, shall we? Okay, winged muse against our friend the striking dummy. I want you to imagine what these muses could accomplish together, and we see the little Moogle pop it up. That would be the Mog of the Ages. This is the laser Mog. Fisher and your new friend, a Mog of the Ages. And that one changes around 2, I think. Okay. May not be as winsome as yours truly, but he should serve you well enough. A hammer stamp is an excellent alternative. Go. Okay. Got the Starry Muse here. Okay. Okay, paw motif. You can kind of see what it looks like. Right? Yeah, it is definitely, definitely fast, to say the least. But I'm not entirely sure when I'd need to be using subtractive paint, right? Yeah, figuring out the rotation for this is going to be very interesting. Okay, so now we've got the big one, stone and yellow. Nice. Thunder and magenta. And blizzard and cyan. Okay. All right, I see. I see. Like, the tricky part is figuring out when to start loading your canvases, right? Like, after that, the rotation is really not too bad. It kind of feels like any of the others, really. But we just don't really have a whole lot of, like, OG CDs that I can see, right? Yeah, the subtractive pallet is definitely like the heavy hitter, it looks like. Okay. Do I want to go ahead and load them all up here? Let's give it a shot. Let's try a few things out. Let's load up our canvases. See if we can't get the hang of this, right? Here we go. Okay. What do we got for the hammer time? Is that... Okay. Wow, this is like really fast. Once it actually gets going, yeah, it's pretty quick. All right, and then we load them all up again. Yeah. Like once you got them loaded, seems like they kind of just do their thing, right? Okay. Oh, did that move me forward? It looks like it did. Okay. I gotta be kind of careful with that. That's me and my mouse wheel slowly dying. Nothing I can do about it. There we go. Yeah, the Starry Sky motif I'm not entirely sure about. Okay. Hammer time. Just spam that as much as you can. Gotcha. Okay. It doesn't feel like I really have to worry about mana all that much, which is nice. Okay. Right. It is definitely a bit of a weird rotation. But it definitely does feel like it goes pretty fast once it gets going. Now, of course, it could change quite a bit once we get the additional moves at level 100 too, so don't forget that. All right, so let's try this against some actual people, shall we? All right, let's give this a go. Like this, I'm not entirely sure when I should be using it. It's first enemy and all enemies ahead. Okay. Grants Aether Hues 2. Right. Can only be executed under the effect of white paint. Okay, so that's just another AoE essentially. Gotcha. Got those ones first. Subtractive pallets increased might. Okay. Fulfill when performing. Okay, that's easy enough. I think we got that figured out by now. Area effect combos with fire 2 and red will also fill the pallet gauge. Okay. Alright. We've got a little bit of everything, right? Let's go. Let's do this. Yeah, this definitely feels pretty powerful. Okay. Yeah, that damage is kind of nuts. I mean, granted, these are like the tutorial bosses, right? So it's not the most impressive thing in the world, but it's up there. Now we can start worrying about when we want to start weaving in like swift casts and stuff. Okay. Got it, got it. Here we go. So subtractive palette, what allows us to... There we go. Got it. And Ziggy again. Because of course, why not? And that's an obnoxious noisemaker. Alright, how are we doing this? Show that Spriggan what for. Will do. You go sit in your corner. There we go. Alright, and there we go. Okay. And I gotta remember that I also have my dash forward. Like, I did not really do a whole lot with Reaper. So that's still kind of like new to me, right? I'm not used to it. And we'll get it eventually, but yeah, it's gonna take a second or two to kind of get it figured out, right? Ooh, that feels fun. That feels fine. Yo. Yo. I don't know when it did the auto cast, right? Okay, I need to figure that out. I think that's going to be a pretty important part of the rotation, is figuring the instant cast motifs, right? Oh. Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm sure that's like a scuffed rotation. But, you know, I'm starting to get a feel for what it's supposed to be like. We just got to go out and actually do it, right? Yeah, I like that. I like that victory pose. Well done, Kyra. I knew you'd make an excellent Pictomancer from the first. Yay. Yeah, I do have the Soul Crystal, let's face it. You saw my drawings in the debut. That's about the extent of my my capabilities. Show of skill, yet you remain so humble. I tip my palm to you, Kupo. In any case, with those glamorous fiends gone for good, the residents can rest easy once more. But come, let's quit this place, and dampness doesn't agree with my fur. I need to look at the traits, not just the job actions, but the actual traits to see like when I can instant cast motifs. I think it's during subtractive palette, but I'm not entirely sure. Allow me to congratulate you on a successful first outing, Kyra. The Pictomancers of Eld would be proud. You may yet be a novice of the art, that as a veteran adventurer, you grasp the fundamentals quickly, as well you should. Oh. Archon Realm didn't urge her disciples to roam the star for their own amusement, you know. Oh? You wish for them to intimately understand the wider world, to journey to lands unknown and savor every discovery, to revel in sensations, emotions, and yes, even in danger. Yeah, that sounds like Realm. Just wanted to leave her little town. These experiences enrich the palette of the imagination, making one's Pictomancy all the more vibrant, Kupo. You are returned. I am. I began to worry and came to see whether all was well. Here I hope you've dealt with the fiends. Wonderful, wonderful. With this, all outstanding matters of concern have been addressed, and the residents of the Gentry's ward, I too may sleep soundly once more. You both have my heartfelt gratitude. May the matron keep you wherever you should go. Yeah, all in a day's work. See how happy we made him. That's the power of pictomancy for you. Nod, hand and fist. And this is only beginning. As part of your training, you and I shall travel near and far, searching for those in need just as Archon Realm once did. But you mustn't forget our promise either. Before we take to the road, I'd like to see if the locals know anything about my friend. In the meantime, I bid you dedicate to honing yourself and your skills. Yay! Yeah, I'm gonna dig this job. It's just gonna take a little bit of learning. So bear with me a second. I'm fading fast. So we're gonna switch over to Red Mage and we're gonna start the MSQ. I am going to take a very brief break before we do that. I need to get some water. Need to make sure to stand up and stretch and keep myself awake. We will just kind of dip our toes into it. I'm not going to be planning like a long 7-hour stream. We are going to be doing this again for like 2 weeks straight. So we've got plenty of time. You know, I wanted to get in here and check things out, unlock Pictomancer, but we've got a long road ahead of us, right? So yeah, whenever I happen to wake up, we'll be okay. But we're gonna go ahead and get started on it. We can get another hour in. But I do want to take a break. So yeah, give me a few moments to get some water, make sure my voice is taken care of, and then we're off to the MSQ. Let's do it. All right, there we go. Stand up, stretch. It's gonna be sorry, we got a lot of gaming ahead of us. But first things first, we need to put some of this stuff in the old armoire. If this even goes in the armoire, I don't know if it does or not. Like, honestly, do I need to put it in the armoire? The beret, maybe. I feel like a lot of this stuff is just kind of... It is different colors. That's really about it, right? Ooh, and while we're here, we've got 2 dyes, right? We've got 2 dyes we can try out. Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot about the 2 dyes. Let's hop in here and take a look. Okay. Is this stuff going to count? No, it does not. If that's the case, I mean, I guess I don't use it all that much. We'll go ahead and put it in for now. I can take it out later if I need to. I'm not even halfway full yet. I think we'll be okay. There we go. Edit glamour plates. 13. There we go. Let's take a look at this. This is what we've got now. Where is die 2? Oh. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, we're gonna have some fun with this. Yep. I'm digging it. I'm digging it quite a bit. A little brighter than I normally like on those. You know, I gotta double check and see which dyes I've got. Oh, buddy. This changes things. This really changes things. Let's be real here. Oh, you can dye the underside of the hat. Preview a dye 1 applied as the main color, with a dye 2 applied as the secondary color. Okay, that's pretty cool. Sorry, truck. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The fact that you can preview, and of course you've got the favored dyes, so that's pretty nice. You know, I'm not gonna do it now. I like the glam as it looks, with the kind of leathery look, but I might be changing that later. Maybe make it a little bit darker, maybe go pure black. I haven't decided. We've got options. All right, but that being said, let's go ahead. We are going to do probably an hour of the MSQ. We'll see. We'll see. I am very tired. I'm very tired, and whenever we wake up, we'll be doing like a long stream. A very long stream. Getting into the weeds, right? But yeah. I'm a struggle busting right now. I want to at least get to Tuliolol, see how that goes. See what wonders await us, right? Welcome back, Kyra. I've just had word from Erenvel. He seems he's managed to secure passage to Ural aboard a guildship vessel. Why don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions? It should only take a moment. Waiting. Ooh. Voice cutscene? Voice cutscene? Maybe? Hopefully? Alright. Getting to Tyrol or getting a DLL crash first? The world that has us in its hands. We'll just have to wait and see. If I get another crash, we're just gonna bounce. We'll try it again later. Chika gave us the good news. We've made ready to set sail at a moment's notice. The only one yet to arrive is Erenville himself. There they are. Man. RTX on Alfie. Oh, buddy. You're all here. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guildship has granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Tyrol. There'll be other passengers, researchers and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. That's fine, Erenville. I doubt anyone expected we'd have a ship to sail all to ourselves. They're not casting off just yet, so if you have any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. I wouldn't call it concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is we'll be doing in Tyrol, alright? You look so good! Ah! It looks so good. I love it. I love it. Can't wait to see all the scions all together. Y'shtola. We've not forgotten. The nation of Tuliolal is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. Chosen allies, we shall assist you during the rite of succession, and support your bid to become Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alpha Node and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbors. Visiting Tyrol, we hope to learn more about how its myriad cultures interact with one another. How they find common ground, develop stronger ties, the sort of insights that might help our friends in Ilsebard. But we'll pursue this goal in our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest all due attention. That's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Kryl? Yes, as far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet, oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives, and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'll be sure to speak with Papa. I'm sure there'll be a chance to speak with Papa. You can get your answers right from the source. Tongue-tied. I'm gonna forget half of these voices, by the way. I look forward to seeing him. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I am part of this expedition only because the Third Promise has promised that I serve as a guide. And still playing the part of the stoic servant, I see. What of you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind. As if. Be drinking margaritas in no time. I go wheresoever adventure is to be found. That's what they tell me. Right then, if all are still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. Up we go. New dawn awaits. After another cutscene. But what of the other mysteries afoot? Companions, Thancred and Urianger, I think, had something going on, right? Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbor. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well. Please give my voice a rest. Please, voice cutscene. I'm begging you. Nice ship. It would be nice to be able to get on it.
I can feel your excitement.
Oh yeah.
To explore the unknown.
Do this. Let's do this.
For once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Do not be so quick to relax. Oh, Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map. The vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels. Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bufiswin herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
Dungeon, perhaps? Solo duty?
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointingly so.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience.
which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
And you got me. Not the first shipwreck I've plundered.
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
All aboard! We're casting off!
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
I do. Sword at my side, cool hat on my head. We are ready. We are ready for this. Let the goals take me, boys. Just cast me into the waves.
Cast off from the docks. We sail west, as Kattenram did some 80 years past, bound for the New World, known to her children as the continent of Toral.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. How come she gets my pose on the prow of the ship? It's not fair.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat.
Or will she? Why do I look so well? I am a Zayla, I guess. Let's go! We made it. After all this time, we are here. We are in Dawntrail. Ah! I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm starting to wake up now. I can't lie. I'm starting to wake up a little bit. Ooh. But you can kind of tell the depth of field kind of kicking in. It's kind of nice.
Smooth sailing so far?
Aye, so far so good. But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
Also, is it just me or did the ship change? Like, I know that they're implementing the graphical updates like kind of piecemeal. Like, they've said multiple times that there are going to be portions that they're kind of backloading because it would essentially be impossible to do everything at once. But I feel like the ship is a little bit higher def now that we're actually in Dawntrail content. I mean, look at this over here. Look at how good that texture looks compared to the deck we were standing on a little bit earlier. I didn't really see anything popping out at me aside from, you know, the twins and Woklamat, right? But yeah, this looks really good. Wow. Now, someone go back and watch all of Stormblood. We need to see where Hien's robe falls into all of this, right?
I'll take my rest while I can then.
Yeah, that wood definitely seems higher grain than when Woklamat was standing on it. Maybe it's just a placebo, I don't know.
What seems an age ago now, and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Toral was far, but it's another thing to really know.
I mean, you didn't have to leave from Old Charlet, and we could have stopped by Limbs to Laments on the way down here.
Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact. I was able to learn a few things about Tuliolal and the right of succession.
Oh?
Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself? I'm sure you have questions of your own.
In my very shiny skin. I'll admit, I'm a very sweaty Zayla, apparently. That's gonna take some getting used to.
Did you look out across these same waters, grandfather?
Oh, that looks good. That looks really nice. Oh, I love this music. I love this music. Oh, we're on our way. Just take me to Moogle-Reedaville. Send me to the beach, please. I need it. Haven't left my hometown in weeks. Haven't left my state since I moved back. I could really use the beach right now. Oh, this will be my first visit to Tyrol. Ponchatane's the name, and I'm working for Stames Aesthetics in Ulda, you see, but my employment with him came to an end. That's why I visited Charlian in the hopes of starting over. Man, I know another guy who could really stand a nice life change like that. While I was attempting and failing to find a new job, I seized the chance to board this vessel when I overheard room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. And told the Zon servant welcomes all regardless of origin, so Tuliolol seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. You gotta say, Allie. Feel my edge start to dull on those long sea voyages. How about some light sparring later? Oh, who will be the better of the two red mages? We all know the answer to that. Deep breaths, deep breaths. I see you in Eorzea before. You great and famous hero. I've had enough of playing the simpleton. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception, but with more of you Eorzeans coming to Tyrol, it's become impractical. I love it. I love it. I love that it was all a ruse. They were playing the long game, and I respect that. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our warband have fallen, so we head home to lick our wounds. My story? Well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the Great Kedemram. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot in Tyrol, almost 80 years ago. Amulja's leader is said to have welcomed Kedemram with open arms. Sent him home with a bounty silverware as a token of their friendship. The real treasure was the crops he brought back, potatoes, tomatoes, and corn, spread across Eorzea like wildfire. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. The tales say Kedemram returned to Tyrol several times after that, but his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage. I hate living on this highway. I'm sorry. You just have to bear with me as the trucks pass by. It's getting to be that time of day when they're picking up. And even a seasoned and he was never heard from again. Then even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end as a testimony to the ocean's peril. And we seem to be doing all right. For how long, who knows? An adventurer, I presume. I'm a merchant myself, based in Ulda. Specialty imports and exports, Eorzean and Tyroli both. If this is your first crossing the salt, as they say, do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this, it is not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Makote, the Yetsharo. The Rothgar, the Zerbaral. Zerbaral. Gotta go with it. Not because every member of a given clan is of the same race, mind, but because many individuals of said race are associated with that clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. Will do. Always a good thought to keep in mind. I'm told this vessel has been equipped with a barrier generator to protect it from storms. A reassuring thought, though I nevertheless pray that there will be no need for it. A barrier shield. How convenient. Do you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who will be sat next in the Dawn Servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants in the right of succession, your young Wukalamat being one of them, of course. But from what a Mamulja bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin for the 3rd promise. I'm guessing he's the old jerk that we saw in the previews. The old story trailer. Did you learn anything of interest? Oh, I hadn't heard that about the clan names. We should have Wukalamat and Erenvel teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on the deck. Let's all gather in the cabin. Instance to main deck 3. Busy time. Busy time on the boat. Oh, I know that whimsical music.
Storm, it seems.
Tender of the throne can't handle a little rocky rock. Not have been able to handle P3S. Let's just throw that out there. P3S. O3. Do we do whichever one was Leviathan? E3S, there we
I
go.
don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick.
Oh, really
I'm
now?
just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
It's just one little boat.
Erenville, you were born in Tyrol, yes? Do many Vieira live there?
The Shetona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
Ah,
And your family?
that's across the big bridge that we saw in all the preview stuff.
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother,
Ghosts? Oh.
Oh dear.
Yep. F's in chat for that guy. Oh no, he's a goner.
We should lend what aid we can.
Alright, if they insist.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since.
Ooh. Ooh, I love the shine effects. I love that shine effect. Ooh, that looked good. On the masts there? Yeah.
Heaving waves tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself.
No!
Meanwhile, our champion rushed to deploy the vessel's magical defenses, and thereby shield us from the lightning.
Why am I the one doing this? Do I even know how this works? Guess so.
What
Press
an
button.
extraordinary
There we go.
life she must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease.
Yeah, I like the little snapshots.
Wukalamat, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts. Though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress.
You know, her heart's in the right place.
By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural.
Aaronville's just like, not this again.
That battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
You really doing the storm allegory again? Really? Come on, you guys could do better than that. Ooh, that lighting looks really good. That looks really good. Oh man, I'm loving these updates. I really am. My horn is a little see-through. Look at that. My horn has transparency / reflection. Oh, that looks really good. That looks so good. I'm not going to be able to get over this. We'll be done with Dawntrail, and I'm still not going to be able to get over this. It's been 10 years. 10 years of the old system. It just, I can't believe that the update is here. Ah, nice sunny day.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air?
You kidding me? I was looking out the window, pogging at the tornadoes. It's what I do in real life.
My belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground. Ugh. Can't be much farther now, can it?
Seabirds. Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
Almost made it. We're almost there.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
I am noticing some weird stuff with the Jaggies. I don't know what my anti-aliasing is at, but I should probably fix that. I don't know if that might be a reshade thing or what.
I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good news indeed.
Could also be the cutscene thing. The depth of field.
Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliola's coasts. Come.
Honestly, looking at Kyra, I might not even need to change her. I'll be honest. She looks pretty good.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway. If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm. As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest.
Oh?
At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
But what happens when the other Scions throw their hats in the ring, huh? Oh.
Then I better not let you down. Easy, stomach. Easy.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's show off, shall we?
Let's go. City. City. Show me those HD tacos. Oh. Oh, title scene?
Blue
Title
skies,
scene?
Clear skies and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
There, look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
You and your adventures. Hey, there we go.
Come to the land you call the New World. To my home. To
Oh, that's a cool hairstyle. That's a really good hairstyle. Yay! Welcome to Dawntrail, everybody. Woo! Oh man, I can't believe it's here. Oh, I gotta stretch. Oh man. Oh, it's such a long time. And let's not forget the Aether ride. And also, I really need to remember to put my Aether compass back on the bars, because we've got to deal with that BS again. Ooh. Ooh. Got a little big band going on in the background. All right, Suckin. All right now. Taking it. Taking a little swing. Do it. Oh, that is red. I might need to change some things. Please tell me this is just like the normal daytime music. Please, I want to know. I want to hear this like every time. Wonder what the nighttime music's gonna sound like.
Gods, I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
They're one of the allied races, right?
There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihiola are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorsa.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
Brawl, I guess that's how it's pronounced. Gibral. He's very red.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tulihiola?
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid.
Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Ah, yeah, throw that weight around.
Please, accept our apologies.
Yeah.
No need to bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
HD scales. I'm not gonna get over this. We're gonna be doing this the entire run. I'm just gonna be stopping and looking at some of the detail on this stuff. 10-year-old game, by the way.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part? Anyway, first things first. I bid you welcome to Tulicholal.
Yay! All right, there's that aetherite. Don't let me forget. I am going to turn off the depth of field, though. I think that is where some of the anti-aliasing trouble is kind of coming in. Like, I'm kind of noticing it most of the time when it's in the background, or when there's like a blurry background behind it, right? Blur the graphics around the object in motion. Don't really need to do that necessarily. There. Let's see how that works. Glare. I want to turn on water refraction. Wavering distortion effect of scenery when viewed underwater. Actually, no. We're gonna turn that off. I don't need to get seasick when I'm playing a game. That's what it sounds like. There we go. Right. So this is just like the daytime music. I dig it. Oh, we're talking to Aaronville? Well, despite the storm's efforts to the contrary, here we are, safe and sound. Can return to the city at any time by speaking with a swarthy sailor in Scholar's Harbor in Old Charlayan. Nice, nice. So they've got another passage just like Limsa to yeah, Rising Stones. Here we go. Which one of y'all am I talking to? Amazing city, as lively as Ul'dah, and even more colorful. According to Aaronville, the Vanu I thought I saw belongs to a clan known as the Hanu. Seems they share more than physical resemblance. Okay. Who am I? Oh, Wuklamat? Okay. And new weapon. Now, is it going to be better than what I've got? Probably not. But what's it going to look like? That's the important part. What's the glam like, right? That's what we're all here for, isn't it? Right then. First things first. Still a bit queasy. No more boats for a while. I realize we've just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the rite of succession begins. No arguments there. I should very much like to explore. And I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in any condition to do so? We were wondering who these strange folks were. So the third promise has found herself some new followers, then. Followers? Wuklamat, are you unwell? Not at all. Couldn't be better. The third promise does not get seasick, no sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I have recruited them to help me win the right of succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract attention. Especially if they're in the company of the third promise, everyone will be curious. We certainly were. Things have changed, Erenville. She's not the girl you once knew. Your siblings have a tendency to command a respectful distance. But you're just so easy to approach. And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please don't ever worry that you are a bother to me. You're very kind. Good day to you, third promise. Just call her Wuklamad. The third promise thing kind of... That racks up over time. They did have a point. Wuklamad is technically royalty here. Like it or not, a person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean technically? I suggest we move in 2 groups so as to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me then. Kyra, you and Kryl can come with me. I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. That voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have time enough for that. Enjoy your wanderings. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wuklamat's nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. Ugh. You don't say. I'm fine now, really. Can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself. What with the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbor. Erenville already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay. Mostly small fishing boats and barges ferrying cargo up and down the rivers from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Yogg-Tirol and the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export. Their wares were unloaded here and carried off to the merchant stalls in the neighboring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. Alright, now the traditional touch all the Aetherites. Got it. Oh, points of conversation, you don't say. Alright, well, where we got here? Alright. Got a couple Aetherites nearby. We'll go make a quick stop. Is this the only one? This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliolaw's largest marketplace. Being right on the harbor, everything from fresh fish to imported wares go directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Right, I should mention here in Tuliolaw we buy things with Pel, a currency that the Pelupelu created. But don't worry, more and more trade is coming in from Eorzea, so most shops are happy to accept your gil. There's also Wachu Mekeki Meki, another market to the east of here, but that can wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. Next, we'll head back a bit, then northwards up the stairs to a certain plaza. I can't wait to see the look on your faces. We'll get there eventually. I see an Aetherite over here. And there's the old market board. We'll be visiting that a lot. Ah. It begins. The first of many. Alright, and then to the main Aetheryte over here. Go down the line, I suppose. Actually, how do I get to this one down here? Really see a whole lot of other, like, side spots to talk. Would have been nice. Okay. This is going to be kind of awkward to navigate. I can already tell. It's going to be a little weird. Man, this looks good. Especially since, like, it opens up with the rain here. Like, you can see the reflections on the stone. A little bit of reflection on the tents. Yeah. It looks so good. It looks so good. All right, and then we got the forward cabins. Got it. So let's go over to Bayside Bevy. We'll just we'll circle around. It might mean spinning an extra few seconds compared to normal, but that's fine. I just want to look. I want to look at everything. I love new expansions. I love them. It's so good. Got a little bit more like chill music. How do we get down there? Oh, steps. Nice. Everyone's got their priorities. Man, I can already tell there's going to be some really good RP locations here too. I hope that we can move away from the quicksand for a little bit when it comes to like open, like just walk up RP. I'd really like to see more in some of the big cities because they are really good. And this one in particular, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Like, what's that? What's that? Go check it out. What we got in here? We got like a cafe. Yeah, we do. Little place to hang out. Little drinky drink. Yeah, we'll be hanging out here doing some RP. You heard it here first, folks. As your Balmung ambassador. Here you go. All right, let's go ahead and hit up the main Aetheryte. It's honestly easier to navigate than I thought. Like, it's definitely like there's like layers to it. There's levels, but it's not as bad as a certain other MMO. It had a lot of steps in one of its capitals, right? What do you think of that, eh? Goodness me, have you have Aetherites in Tulia-Lal? I think I told you before, but my brother Koana spent 3 years studying in Charlayan. He fell in love with the nation and its ways and brought back to us the knowledge of Aetherite construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once, had one built immediately. Did you do the attuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and then up to the slope to the side. Right at the top is the gate, which leads to Zoctaral. Let's make a stripe a bright plume post on the way. That's the headquarters of the Lance Guard. All right, and here we go. Attune. And of course, register predestination. There we go. We'll be using that a lot. All right, so we're going up and around. Ooh, but we have a side story along the way. All right. Yeah, this is what I like. This is what I like to see. Just a big old ramp. I dig it. I dig it a lot. This back and forth winding staircase. Just give me a ramp. And I'm loving this. I'm loving the soundtrack. Like, this is such a good track. Especially eager to make that voyage again. trudging up and down all these slopes and stairs is exhausting. I understand now where Wook Lamont gets her endless endurance. Now, Kryle's new to this whole fighting thing, so we'll let it slide for now. You have a lot of narrow, winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain. Ugh. As you can see, though, the builders made sure the city's main thoroughfares were wide enough to accommodate wagons. Ooh, hit me with that smooth jazz. That smooth jazz interlude. I don't think I've really got, like, a beach outfit. Do I really have a beach outfit? I don't think I do. I got comfy sleepwear. That's really about it. And I guess I could always use... I don't know why I still have that registered. Not my favorite set. I like the Felicita stuff. Goku, R.I.P. Toriyama-sama, but I think it's time to replace that one too. Yeah. Just, I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I hear this start up, I can't help but think of the mask. It's just, I don't know why. But now I can't unhear it. Alright, priorities, folks. Priorities. We're almost there. We got 3 more to go. Need to break out my trumpet. It's been a while since I played it. It's hard to play it when you live with family, right? But I wouldn't mind relearning it. It'll be an uphill battle, but I like trumpet and I liked playing it. Here we are, Bright Plume Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tuliolal and preserving the peace. The Lance Guard are led by our nation's strongest warriors, so naturally Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Zoral Jad took over as commander. The title is no empty honor. It means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Okay, so the first promise. More competition. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to. We'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alpha Node and Alizé should be around to hear it too. Come on, it's time I showed you the Skygate. It's right at the northern end of Talon March. Throwing out words. I don't know what any of that means. Just point me in a direction and tell me what to punch. That was fast. Expected another Aetherite. Yes, is this what leads to that big bridge, maybe? One that leads to the northern half of the continent? Massive, isn't it? And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the Yokoi. And strictly speaking, Tyrol is actually 2 separate continents. Yogg-Tyrol, the southern lands of the mother, and Jacques-Tyrol, the northern lands of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago the 2 gods fought a titanic battle. And when one drew the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. I do love a good god crevice. Seems to happen a lot in JRPGs. A familiar sounding tale. I'm put in mind of the conflict between Hydaelyn and Zodiark. But getting back to Jacques-Tyrol, those lands are also part of the Tuliolal nation, correct? That's right. Isn't my father incredible? He united the peoples of 2 continents into a single nation. The many clans of Tyrol had been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled the lands and put a stop to their myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace that they built. But I see you're more interested in what's behind the gate than hearing about my aspirations. Crossing the bridge to Jacques Tarol requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the rite of succession is over. I promise to get you one when I'm Dawn Servant, but until then you'll have to wait. Yeah, hand and fist, that's how you know I'm serious. You're reliable. Really mean that. Woe to anyone that stands between you and adventure. I'll find a way. I'll hang glide across if I have to. Got several mounts of varying believability that can fly across it. It's so close. It's so close. Might have covered half the city by now. Tulia Law is unlike any place I've ever visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. All right, yeah, I don't think this is gonna beat it. Not even close. Yeah, not even close. That's fine. Oh, we forgot the important part. I mean, it fits my gloves, but not in love with it. We'll head west next, toward the Arch of the Dawn. The dirigible landing is on the way. Oh, they have airships. Good to know. Dirigibles too. Tulia Law certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. We get by. Now, if you've seen enough of this area, let me know and we'll continue on. The Arch of the Dawn is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as we walk. Isu. Digging it. I always wish that I learned how to swing dance. I'm not much of a dancer, but I feel like I would really like swing. Alright, so nothing else that I can see. Gotcha. Alright. So we're stopping just short of what I assume is the throne room. What's over here on the other half? It looks very mountainy. I dig it. Ah, good old post mules. Thank you for your hard work. Still struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. Next expansion. Trial goes to a favela. This was originally the site of a Yakui temple. The giants built it when they were first making the bridge to Jacques Tarol to appease the god who slumbers in the great ocean trench. Oh, a god in an ocean trench, you say? After the Yakui withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries. So when Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace, sitting practically in the center of Tarol. Gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundation of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing by the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tulia. We climbed these sets of stairs here all the way up. Oh? Okay then. Yeah, I mean, if you've ever been to LA, I mean, some of the mountain passes are kind of crazy there too. They really don't stop at anything when there's a way to build. Very pretty. I like the valleys. The old canyons, as the roads are called up in LA. Of course, I mean, you know, I'm in the Ozark foothills. If you get deep in the Ozarks, they're pretty steep too. I mean, they're definitely not like the Rockies or anything. But yeah, don't underestimate them. They can get kind of wild. Usually the mountainy stuff is kind of cool because that's usually where, I don't know, there's all of the ones I've ever been to have like a lot of forests and stuff, so they're always like super shaded. They're kind of swampy almost. I don't know, I just kind of dig that. That's my kind of temperature, I guess. My kind of temperature, my kind of vibe. Stairs leading up to the peak can get pretty steep. Careful you don't fall. I've been one step away from death more than a few times. This was a place of worship. Yakui seem a fascinating people, but I've not seen any in the city. Wonder when we'll have a chance to meet them. Papa's palace is called Valak Shunsa, which roughly translates to invisible resilience. Probably want to take a closer look, but we'll be coming back here later. Let's move on for now. The scale of this place is incredible. I wonder what that carving at the top represents. Yeah, they look kind of like birds. Seems like. Be a certain Esper at the beginning of a certain game that we played during our complete Final Fantasy playthrough, perhaps. Alright, so she said we'll be coming back later, so we can skip the, actually, no. The completionist in me won't let this stand. I see an Aetheryte, I attune to the Aetheryte. Might as well just get in the habit of it now. Oh, my Aether Compass is already on here. Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. Oh, hello, darkness, my old friend. We'll be seeing you again later. But you know what? That's what we got the old SDS Fenrir for, right? Ain't gotta worry about move speed. We got the old Fenrir. Still, once again, justifying its status as the best Mog Station purchase you could possibly make. I've gotten so much use out of this motorcycle over the years. Worth it. If you've ever been in doubt, there's oh, and they aren't kidding about the steps. Like, put up some guardrails, man. I love this soundtrack so much. I really do. It's only been one area. We're in one city. We have not even been to the zones yet. And Soken has already knocked it out of the park. Have we even heard the night theme yet? Is this the night theme? Are we officially there? No, because it's still... We still got the sun. Still got the sun out. We probably have heard it and I just didn't notice. So this is the Resplendent Quarter. What manner of people live here? Assume everyone, if she said this is the biggest housing district. Oh, we have residents from all the Yogg-Toroil clans. Mulja, Jabral, Pelu, Moblin, Hanu. We also have Tonawat. It's gonna take me some time to get used to these names. I like that it's like a very diverse culture. I'm having enough trouble learning Japanese right now, man. You can't be throwing more languages at me like this. You gotta give me time. You gotta give me a warm-up. We'll get there. I also have the Tonawata, Hetsaru, and the Shatona who moved south from the ancestral lands of Yogg-Toroil. In essence, it's a gathering of people from every corner of Tyrol. A true representation of Tuliola's diverse character. The adornments on each building contribute to the eclectic cultural aesthetic. It's also beautiful. I do dig it. I dig it a lot. Just send me to a big city with lots of people, and I am perfectly home. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down the stairs. All right, one more aetheryte. We're almost there. As we pass by what is apparently a farm. Well, that's not downstairs. We got to go around. See what they have to say. Hulk. You're in Tyrol referred to as Tonawata, one of our major clans. As for Aaronville, he belongs to the Vieira clan known as the Shatona. Hey, good to know. I need only look at the children playing for a sense of how peaceful things must be here. I love this. I just noticed that they're putting out a second LP vinyl box set with all of the the part 2s, and the second vinyls for ARR or Heavensward do have metal Brute Justice on there. It's like $120, but man, I love my first box set so much, and I never did buy the Dawntrail. I mean the Endwalker artworked one, which I still need to do for part 1. So yeah, I might just go ahead and get part 2. We'll just have to wait and see. But I think maybe as a present for the old birthdays, or you guys can help me out too by liking and subscribing, since we are on the way to 1,500 subs and we do have a new model to enjoy. So a lot of fun stuff happening on the channel, right? Sorry, my nose is itching. That kind of hurts. Okay, so that's the same thing we just had. Doesn't change. Discuss the huge drum. Oh, there it is. That is a big drum. That big drum there is called the Dawn Herald. They play it for formal occasions, like when honoring the Landsguard returned from a dangerous duty. I tried hitting it with my axe once and ripped the skin. Earned me a proper scolding, let me tell you. I think that was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. Never seen such an enormous drum. What would one even use to beat such an instrument? Where are we going? Do we got to go down one more and then around? Oh, here's the farm. They do have a farm in this city. And it's got alpacas. I'm gonna ride you. Welcome. If it's an alpaca you need, then look no further. Before you get saddled up, I'll need to add your name on our register. It'll make things smoother the next time you need a ride. Oh! Those are our chocobo keeps. Okay. That's cool. I wouldn't mind riding an alpaca between cities. And here are our dirigibles. Not bad, eh? Hey, I helped build one of those. Not those specifically. You know the one. Here, other nations also use airships to sail the skies, but you'll only find balloons in Tuliolal. We have them for the exact same reason as the Aetherites. Juana brought back the plans from Charlayan, and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. That was around 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flights to other settlements. Trade with frontier communities has never been easier. But that's enough about dirigibles. The Arch of the Dawn awaits. Alright, here we go. Hit me with that unskippable text box. I'm ready for it. Do I get any special ones? Or do I have to unlock the next area first? I'm guessing I've got to unlock it. Got some of these glow effects as it starts getting dark out. See what it looks like in motion after all the time that Yoshi P spent talking about them in the live letters, huh? Gonna be wild going from this to your typical ERP club here on Balmung once we get to the later part of the expansion, right? They knew what they were doing. They've been here on Balmung before. Like, they should pay us, man. They really should. Gonna get my water. My voice is feeling. I gotta be careful. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be streaming here in the morning. It's unfortunately a fact of life. I don't know what's been up with my voice the past couple of weeks, but yeah, we got to make sure that we're keeping it careful. We want to make sure that we're able to keep streaming Dawntrail. But then again, I said like an hour ago that that the stream would probably end soon. But I am like fully awake now. I am ready for it. I could use a snack. And I'm loving it. Digging it. I don't want to leave. We got to pace ourselves too. We might open up the next area and then yeah, let's do, I don't know, let's do Praetorium or maybe a trust or something. See if they've implemented some of the lighting effects to some of the older dungeons yet. That might be kind of fun. Get a chance to level up the old Pictomancer a little bit. Try and learn how it works. It's going to take me a while to get used to that rotation. It is kind of wild. Like, it's very fast. It feels like it doesn't flow the same way that a lot of your typical jobs do. Like, it's not hard. Like, I want to put that out there. So far, Pictomancer's not been hard. But it doesn't feel like it has like a set methodology to it. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. This is it, the Arch of the Dawn. When the Giants were still here, it was known as the Yogg-Toroth Landgate, but when Papa founded Tuli-Olol, everyone began using its present name in honor of its great achievement. Through this gate is Kazuma Uka, the wetlands south of the city. Depending on what the Rite of Succession asks of us, we might end up going in that direction. Osamu Uka. Name alone is intriguing. Speaking of which, what were those fluffy animals we passed earlier? Wait, is this really the first time we've seen alpacas in the game? Those are alpacas. Fearsome four-legged fiends. Do they spit on us? Like they do in real life? They're kind of hard to take care of, from what I understand, unless they're kind of fearless of spit. Fearsome? They seemed quite placid to me. I'm guessing they do. I'm guessing they do. You'll learn soon enough, Kryle. You'll learn soon enough. I'm guessing she had a bad experience with alpaca spit as a child. But forget the alpacas. I have something far more important to show you. Come along. Now I'm scared. Alright, so it looks like we have like a couple of options. I assume we're going to be funneled through this gate for the first area, but I mean, they've usually been doing pretty good about it, giving us two different options, right? For no other reason than to spread the traffic around. If you wish to learn the history of Tuli-Olol, then look no further. These stone pillars, you mean? But I didn't get anything from that one, did I? No. What's so special about these pillars? At a glance, they look like ordinary stone decorations. But if you take a really good look, you'll see there's something much more interesting. Oh? Not be skipped. Oh, thank God. My voice. My voice. I'm just gonna hang back. Let them do their thing. Drink some water. You know, we gotta be careful. Then after this, probably go get that Lunchable I was talking about. Okay. I mean, I see pictures. Obviously, there is a story here to be told. It's not voiced. Why are you doing this to me, Yoshi? Oh, to be fair, I probably did this to myself. Doing a debut the night before Endwalker, right? Pictures? Wait, no, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed Mamuja. Oh, then this must be... That's right. It follows the exploits of my father, Golujaja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tulia Saga. Very creative naming conventions you got here. The deeds he performed in the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tulia Law came to be. Study them as long as you like. Oh, that's kind of cool. Huh. Alright, it's like the old spyglass little duty things, but this is for knowledge. I dig it. Lay of the Brotherhood, Lay of the Reeds, Lay of Pots, and Lay of Repast. This pillar tells of the Lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts the scene where Papa granted an audience to a foreign explorer, Ket something. I can never remember his name. We've talked about him several times. Come on, Wuklamat. I mean, Ketaram. Ah, that's the one. Ketanram's arrival in Tural is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. It is said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit if not in blood, but no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Ketanram's disappearance is a mystery in Eorzea as well. Oh, that's not Wuklamat. The records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, but then it's assumed he was lost at sea. Yeah, there's no way that something didn't happen with him and Galuf, right? Like we got a lot of potential threads into the next expansion, but you know, this one just came out. Let's enjoy this one for a little bit. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. This is the story of when Papa visited the Hanu in their village in Kozuma Uka. The people Alphanode almost mistook for Vanu. If not for the colorful plumage, he spent a fair bit of time among the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds, so it's no surprise he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are a bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year, very famous and a lot of fun. What a festival. Well, let's see. This one is the Lay of Pots, which depicts the moblins of the Kazuma Uka. Kazama Uka. I gotta remember that. They might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silver work they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Turali counterparts. This one recounts the Lay of Repast. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is a Gerbal like me. For decades, the Gerbal and the Mamuja were at war for control of the forest of Yaktel. The actions Papa took to end the conflict have since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tulia Lal. There is a clan of Rothgar and Baja known as Helians. In their society, the women rule as queens and men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tural, Gerbal men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically cultural can vary with location. If you're done with the first half, we can move on to the second. Oh, there's a lot more pillars. Okay. And this is a long cutscene. Lay of Gold. This pillar shows one of the Pelu Pelu whose homeland is in Urkopacha. Having created our currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the merchant clan. They oversee Tulialol's markets, and their traveling peddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tural. So are they the allied tribe? Let their size fool you. They might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks, they are clever and calculating traders. Look, I grew up in old we can handle this. This one was my favorite. Lay of Ice. Depicts the battle with the legendary Tural Vidral, Valagarmanda. Ah ha ha ha. Oh buddy, I know that name. I should explain. A Tural Vidral is a creature that has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and has awakened a preternatural power. Taru described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? Garmanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror visited upon Tural every time it stirred from its slumber. It happened to be encased in ice right now, would it? But 80 years or so ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and sealed it away in the Urkopacha Mountains. Oh. Don't say. Be Mughals in those mountains, would there? Despite its reputation, however, Valagarmanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see its likeliness in Tulialol's national emblem and adorning the banners at the palace. Ooh, a blank pillar for the future. Oh, this one is unmarked. It says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Tulialol's history, whatever that may be. Perhaps engraving the rite of passage? The Lay of Proof. That big fella is one of the Yaktui. Yakui. The internet has ruined me, I'm sorry. That big fella is one of the Yakui, the largest of Tural's peoples. These giants once used their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yaktural. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turned northward, setting their sights on Jaktural. You'll recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Skygate. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Urkopacha. Never seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. That was the people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on the mountaintop and build a bridge across a sea of stone. Why would what would move them to renounce their ambitions and their place in Turali history? Why indeed? Had your fill of history then? Yes, thank you. Please, my voice. Glad to hear it. No, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprises there, seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while. And now I think I'm ready to eat again. Let's go and have ourselves a bite of local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that. Okay, so what constitutes the best restaurant in the city? I had pho yesterday, and that was pretty good. And again, it's never a wrong time to have pho. Alright, how far are we? Oh, it's like right here. Not quite the last stand, but it'll do. Ah, so this is the place we were at earlier. The potential RP hub. Got 2 levels. We gotta go out and explore. But look at this. Let's look at the new lighting, shall we? What they were showing off all that time ago. Yeah, looks good. I'm digging it. Yeah, buddy. It's got a little bit of a bloom effect to it. You know? Hello, friend. Yeah, it definitely looks good. And yeah, I'm really surprised that my shaders really don't need any adjusting. It looks pretty good as it is. All right, so here we've got our gemstones and stuff. What kind of stuff does the main gemstone? Oh, I can't do it until later, I guess. I'll have to go and check out the gemstone traders elsewhere, right? All right. You ever had tacos? Here we go. Here we go. It's taco time. Oh, buddy. Where's Graha? He's not gonna want to miss this. You ever had tacos? They're truly a La classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. A lot of shops and stalls sell them, but I like how they're made here at Zhabalyev. Paye, the best. I'm never going to be able to pronounce that one. I need one right in front of me right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with old Brook Ivu. Ivu, okay, got it. Yeah, let's go downstairs. Let's see what it's like. That extends out a little bit more than I thought. All right, you know they put a lot of work into whatever this animation's gonna be like. This is what they're most proud of, this entire expansion. Waste, finally.
Companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Did you hear the silver scares are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster.
Oh?
More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
The silver scales go on.
And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
Sounds like a job for a warrior of light.
The city is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale, like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
Okay, but what about those tacos? I'm feeling it.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils.
I'm basically just made of cantina chicken at this point. I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy the cantina chickens. Oh, our tacos.
Oh.
If it isn't the third promise.
Oh, no.
This guy.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
Okay, so this is that's kind of cool. I do like the whole 2 voice actor thing. That's kind of neat.
Of course, that's it. Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
The third promise remembers us. Such an honor.
I'm guessing he's the one that they don't really want. Like, it seems like obviously Wuklamat wants to be Dawn Servant, but she's like, you know, two of my siblings are all right.
Glory
But the
on
fourth
your
one,
name, brother. And on yours, brother.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family. Unlike the sneevling house cat, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tulihiola. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
All right, now we got the politics coming in.
Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
I'll do it.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
I mean, I hear you, Kryl, but I'll do it. Don't need a right of succession if he's out of the game, right?
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense.
Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
Oh, she gonna break out the paintbrush? Aw, should have done it. Should have done it, Kryl. Just scare him a little bit. What's a Spriggan or two?
I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of 3 clans. The Hubigo, the Bunewa, and the Dopro. Every once in a great while, a 2-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubiko and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Interesting. So that third clan's just kind of left out of it, huh? Kind of there.
Siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
Enjoying your tour
Link
of the
shell
city, I
again.
trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest. As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wuklamat know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
So hungry.
So it goes.
Well, nothing to be done about it, I guess. Got a story to worry about. All right, well, let's go meet the Dawn Servant, I guess. Forward to trying some authentic Tulia Law cuisine, but we should hurry and join Alphino and the others at the palace. All right, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up to the Resplendent Quarter, or even the eastern side of Talonmarch if you prefer. Now that you have an idea of how the city's laid out, I'll let you find your own way to Valakshunsa. My poor empty belly. Same. I feel that. Well, thankfully, I don't have to worry about it because I did all the Aetherytes, so there you go. Where are you? Alright, we're going all the way in. Let's go. I think before the next stream, I gotta make a tropical glam. Feel like it's time. I don't really know if I can think of a like red mage Tropicana, right? All right, here we go. Let's see what this is all about. We're all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Chest gear, still probably not up to snuff, but we'll take a look and see what it looks like. Yeah, that's kind of nice. But you know, I'm kind of sick of so many robes. So many robes. Can I put on some of the Viper gear? That'd be nice. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Set aside sufficient time. This is our first one of the expansion. Things are going to happen, but what I could not say. All right, well let's buckle in. I've acquainted the twins with the city as best as I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult. Invariably, something would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. It was like herding a pair of unruly curls. Don't look so guilty about it. I understand all too well. Charlayan had the same effect on me. That we remember well. Right then, now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and to meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. Quest accepted. Oh? Wait a second, I know that lance. Okay. Fancy seeing you here.
Estinian? When did he get here?
Yeah.
What's the point? Why is he here?
Yeah. What are you doing? How much money did you spend?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunperch to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one that Estinian is crossing blades with.
Oh yeah. Come on, just use a little star diver. Can't hurt him that much, can it? Only the king.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter.
Oh, loving dad.
the strongest I've fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
If it's formidable you want, no further than that woman there.
Yeah, that's right. Pay your dues, Estinian. Also better at budgeting. Need to not forget that.
I see you, warrior.
Solo duty. Come on. Solo duty.
We had no idea you meant to visit Tyrol.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
Oh, did you now?
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
Well, there's still a couple more scions unaccounted for. Where are we going to run into them?
I'm not sure I understand.
He must be the magic head.
The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Oh, Lamati, is that her given name?
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
I like this guy. He seems like a good king.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonesh.
It's Erenville now, Don Servant.
Oh, rejecting so soon, huh?
I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then. And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies.
Yeah, you know, warrior of light, spacefarer,
Ha!
sure of gods.
Tempered steel. Yet as much as I'd enjoy testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Oh, we're just getting right into it, huh? Okay, then.
Then I shall leave you to it. Good fortune, my friends.
His armor. You got a little bit of a glow up. I'm scared of how much gil he paid for that, but you know, not my business at this point. As long as it's not Scion funds. This guy again. Even he's like, Love that they made a lizard sneer. They did a very good job with some of these animations.
The claimants are assembled. The first promise, Zorolja. The second promise, Ona.
Yeah. He's the one that's studying in Charlayan, right?
The third promise.
Guessed by the robes.
And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk.
I'm guessing Kawana's probably going to get help from Thancred and Urianger. That would be my guess. Being in Charlayan and all, they probably like each other at some point, maybe. I guess we'll find out. But that's what I would naturally assume. Maybe that's where the faction split comes in, is the Charlayan stalwarts.
The right of succession, the outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Servant.
It's a gunbreaker. Huh. Yeah, I mean that's what I would assume. Like maybe they went to class or something, right? They all knew each other from their school days.
The man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away. And it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyollal is young. And so I look to thee always for inspiration. The right of succession. The means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyollal I built is a nation of many peoples.
That's right.
Needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulja at all.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with being a little passive-aggressive now and then.
So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well. Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
That's where he came from. He won an attorney. Got it.
Have us to compete against. Though it seems the one head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
I'm guessing he's the leader of the Landsguard. We were talking about earlier.
Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral.
Yeah.
Anyone with sense will know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself.
Yeah, give me the deets. Send me on this epic journey.
To triumph in the right of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural. And find the City of Gold.
Oh, that's it, huh? That's all we have to do? You know, just that mythical city that no one's been able to find. I mean, typically, if you know you're going to die and want people to succeed you should probably make the contest something you know can actually be done. But, I mean, I'm not going to say no. By all means, cast me into the woods.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
Oh, does he?
I offer us proof, my unbroken word. For I have seen it with my own 4 eyes.
Oh, okay. Does know it exists. Interesting.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyollal. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions. And we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City.
Okay.
I mean to have you do the same. But in order to achieve victory proper, you You need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
Oh? The lighting back there. It all looks so good. Yeah, the shaders are definitely putting in some work. Yeah, they did a really good job with the atmospheric effects. Hmm. Okay, but why so many? Okay, so these were the statues we saw a little bit earlier, the pillars. What does it mean?
The Tuliyola saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth.
Oh. Alright, so we have 7 trials, not just the one.
Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you.
Alright, this is...
Defeated each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
Alright, so yeah. A little more involved than just finding the city. And just like look for the tower sitting above the tree line, huh?
None of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Hmm.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself, giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne.
So I wonder what these contests are going to involve.
Let me have this final indulgence.
Guessing it's not all tests of strength, right? He needs people that know how to run a country.
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja as successor and be done with it.
This guy.
The rite of cessation begins now. I'll be watching your progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
Oh, yeah. Galuf.
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Kryl Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah, what's going on here?
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf.
And we know how that worked out in 5, so I'm curious if this is going to be kind of following the same path, right?
Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
Oh, he's getting wistful.
this time.
Oh? Oh?
I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request.
Oh, okay.
For one of them an unfair advantage in the rights of succession.
Alright, so Galuf was a little more involved than just coming over to do some research, huh?
But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well, Dawn Servant. On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City. Thank you for hearing my petition.
It begins. This is where Dawntrail truly kicks off. But where will it take us? No one knows.
She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
Oh. Oh, okay. We had a lot of respect for Galuf. Got it. All right. Well, where are we going first? Ask me out, boys.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this?
Really? Really? You're asking me now?
Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm. Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil.
Look, man, I saw a queen die before my very eyes. It's not the first time.
If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
Never.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road.
Yeah, how's he doing? Last I heard, he was working on the next Jurassic Park movie.
But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
So you are committed to your path?
I am. Wouldn't be much of a game if I wasn't.
I will speak no more of it then. As for my own involvement, I can no longer conduct myself as a mere guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
Oh, the one about Galuf? Or the one about the City of Gold? He is still a gleaner at the end of the day.
Here they come! It's Saralja! Such a fearsome name. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
Woo!
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please.
Let the man walk. He's got things to do.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The Resilion son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
You could have just said that yourself, man. You don't got to send someone else. You don't got to be that guy. He's right there. He's right next to you.
Saralja, the first promise and commander of the Landscape. Sorelja, the palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Sorelja is indeed the natural child of Gurul Jaja.
And Resilient Son, is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion. Common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children.
Ah. Well, how'd that work out?
Yet Sorelja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
She wants to punch him. I know what Alizé's thinking. We're of the same mind.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists.
Okay. The first of the personalities.
In direct oppositions to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace. You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is
Okay.
the warmonger.
Interesting. Not the one I expected, but I mean, it makes sense. Okay.
Are you alright?
What's that look for?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions.
Oh, okay.
Deep and unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
And here we have the spreadsheet nerd.
Second promise, you must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier.
So each of them just gonna have some random guys just walk up to him in the middle of a parade?
About abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new.
Is that just how things go?
With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the rite of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
It's kind of humble, you know.
Plain spoken, as always. That's our corner. Practical to a fault.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studio.
Interesting.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
Yeah, that mysterious railway. I'm curious where that's all gonna go.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Charlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
Right, so we don't hate Kwana. That's good to know. But is he good enough to be the leader? Of course, this guy. We know him pretty well by this point.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants.
Ah. You just standing there, man.
Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant. That my kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliyola. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your theater.
Yeah, but like, how are you gonna rule, man? Like,
Well said, brother.
you just gonna punch everyone? Like, how's that work? Do you know how economics work? What are you gonna do with that bay out there?
The Mamulja have finally found peace in Tuliolal. I pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
Hmm.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise.
Hmm.
His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
Yeah, that's what we're all wondering, man. How's this gonna go?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself.
Yeah, that checks out.
But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Hmm.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
Oh, I was worried that no one would come out and see Wook Lavant. But I guess they see her around enough anyways, right? Just hanging out, buying tacos.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, third promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliolal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Hmm.
Apologies, it's hard to get away.
I was kind of wondering about like the time frames here, but then I remember like Viera are basically, in practical terms, immortal, right? I guess time is a little different here. Didn't think the Mamulja like lived that long, but I guess they do.
This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious third promise into your care.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Of the Dawn's promise. I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
Yeah, well, she's got some backup now, right?
More than anyone. I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat. I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack.
The power of friendship. Yay.
Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika. Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
Seems kind of odd that I didn't really see a whole lot of other servants. Like, you had the seer guy, I guess. Like, Wukalabot's got a whole party with her. Right? We're like... We're at the very least, light party ready, right? Much for the brief reunion I had in mind. Papa's not willing to waste time when he decides to act. I'm used to it by now, of course, but others are often caught off guard. In any case, we should talk about how we're going to find the City of Gold. All we have to work with are the 7 tablets and their connection to the Tulio Lost Saga. Might I suggest comparing the tablets against the pillars? We could check for any discrepancies between them. Good idea. Let's go and take a look. Alright, where were those pillars? Show me your way. Okay, so this is a little trickier to navigate than I gave it credit for. There we go. I think I got it. I'm gonna be digging this music for this entire expansion. I just really can't wait to hear some of the other zones, some of the dungeon music. Oh, this is what he's hitting us with right out the gate. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. If we can find our way over here. There we go. Back to it. Makes everyone. Wukalabot, the tablets, if you would. Of course. So you gotta find options between 2 different areas, I would guess. Everyone has a tablet. Then let's compare them to their respective pillars. Keep an eye out for even the smallest difference. Okay. Anything at all? Come on, Aaronville. You gotta have something. We got nothing here. Unless I'm missing something, the glyphs appear to be identical. The only difference being that the tablets have hollows where the keystones are to be fitted. So now that we've established that the scenes are the same, where do we go from here? The Dawn Servant said we were to retrace the path he walked in uniting Tyrol's peoples, and that we would encounter 7 electors along the way. 7 zones there, you say? Then we have the answer in front of us. Papa's path is all laid out in the Tulio Lost Saga. Where was the last one? Events the glyphs portrayed. Do we know the exact locations where they took place? If one is close, we could go there and search for an elector. That would confirm we're on the right track. Let me think. The Lay of Reeds was in the nearby Hanu settlement. Papa took me there once. It was during festival season, and the whole village was alive with good cheer. There's also the Lay of Gold. That one involved the Pelu Pelu village, which is about the same distance from here. Before going anywhere, we should ask around about the road ahead. I heard a lot of talk as we toured the city about a storm we passed through at sea. Apparently it ravaged Yogg-Tyrol several days ago. And since our roads were not as well paved as the Orzias, they're more susceptible to damage from natural disasters. If we want to avoid wasting time making a dead-end trail, I suggest we spend a few minutes making inquiries. Oh man, we're going both places either way. Information? Leave it to me. I'll bring the information to us. Okay, off she goes then. As one does. Can't say she doesn't have spirit. It would be prudent to ensure we've prepared for the journey. I'll guide you to the accommodations I've arranged. Odd. Nice, nice. Alright, now I gotta navigate these stairs again. The worst enemy. Alright, what do you got, Aaronville? Anything good? Do we get the hotels, like, out in the bay? That's kind of cool. That's right, the reservation is under Wuk-Lamat's name. If you don't mind, I'll leave my companions to you. Certainly, sir. I'll go and track down the third promise. Once you've finished organizing your gear, you can meet us outside Jabal-Vitae. Greetings, visitors to Tulialal, and welcome to the Ferrard Cabins. Whenever you're ready, I'll show you to your rooms. Ah, so this is like our innkeep. Got it. Here they are, just sitting out there, over the ocean. I've never experienced that, because that's for rich people. Alright. Let's go ahead and head on over there. Going to Bayside Bevy, got it. Yeah. Let's embark. Let's do it. But where to first? What do you got for us, Wuk-Lamat? Do you find anything out there? Anything good? Any knowledge to impart upon us? Trust you to be the keenest to head out, Kyra. But where are Aaronville and Wuk-Lamat, I wonder? Oh, hello there. Oh, good, you're all here. And who might your companion be? And seeing as we needed information, I thought who better to get it from than the locals. These two hail from the villages we're thinking to visit. Nice, nice. I give you credit for taking initiative, at least. What do you mean, at least? I am honored that the third promise would seek my advice. I too am happy to answer your questions. Any encounter might be an opportunity to do business. Thank you both for your help. Before we begin, there will doubtless be other occasions when we need to act independently, so I brought these for the two of you. Ink shells. They're finally getting link pearls. Finally gonna hear the ringing in their ears in inconvenient times. Yes, there we go. They're ready to go. And anything to have. You would have thought we would have given her one when she was, you know, running around Eorzea, but so be it. Very useful on our travels. Speaking of which, I should get back to introducing my two new friends here. Gotta wait for that pop-in. Julio Saga features a number of Tyrol's clans. And 2 of those are the Hanu Hanu and the Pelu Pelu. They have settlements relatively close to the city, so I brought a representative of each. As I mentioned before, the Hanu are cheerful people who love their festivals. They make their appearance in the Lay of Reeds, and their home village, Okanu, is located in Kozamua Uka. The other smaller fellow is one of the Pelu, a clan of business folk from Urkopacha. They appear in the Lay of Gold and all craft all kinds of marvelous goods in Wakunpelo, their village. Now, as for deciding which village to visit first, why don't you put that adventurer's instinct of yours to work for us, Kyra? Pick our destination. And vice versa. Okay, I mean, we gotta do them both. Nice. Alright. And you know what? That's gonna have to wait for the next stream when I wake up and when however long it's gonna be. We got plenty of time. This is basically gonna be our streaming for the next foreseeable future. We'll just put it that way. But yeah, I gotta watch my voice. I'm definitely feeling it at this point, and also I'm starting to get kind of tired again. So yeah, that's what happens when you get an expansion release with only 2 hours of sleep. But that being said, I'm digging it. I'm really liking being in a new expansion, exploring new realms. We'll save the majesty of the new zones for the next stream, and you know we might do some other stuff before we hop into the MSQ next time as well. You know, do a little bit more Pictomancer. I might end up doing my Fantasia off stream. You know, I gotta wait for the queue times and all of that. So I'll just do that off of stream, and you know, Kyra might look a little bit different next time we see her, but we'll play around. I'll see how she looks with the settings that I had saved from the benchmark actually in game, right? But that being said, you know, thanks a ton. It's nice to be back here on a fresh journey in FF14. It's nice to be able to do this with the new model. It's been a long day, friends. But I hope you're going to stick around with me. You know, like and subscribe. We've got a ton of content coming your way for Dawntrail. I know a lot of people are going to be streaming it as well. So if you are from the future watching this on VOD, welcome. I'm glad that you're giving us the time of the day. And, you know, we suffered through some scuffs early on, but we managed to get through. That being said, I hope everyone else has a great time with this expansion. I hope you have a good day exploring the new realm. And I will be back here joining you a little bit later on today. And take care, everyone. Bye-bye.